Hey guys, I want you to listen to this quick video.
Well, well, well. Do you just so happen to reside in Florida, District 1? You do? Well, I'm going to need you to do something for me, baby. Yes, I'm going to need you to make sure your voter registration is up to date, honey, because there's a special election on April 1st. Yes, April Fool's Day, honey, and I do believe that we can play an awesome April Fool's joke on the state of Florida on this day, honey. Yes, you see, because Florida and that little Rhonda DeSatan, yes, honey, I do believe we can knock him right off of his little shoe lifts, baby, with this one. There's a candidate running. Yes, that I am fully behind, even though I don't live there. But her name, honey, is Miss Gay Valamont. Yes, baby.
All right, so we've got some special elections coming up in April, and we need to flip those seats. So here's what I need for you guys to do. First of all, they are already trying to mess y'all up so that y'all can't vote. So let me give you some information. All right, so now they're saying that they need you to get your birth certificate. So if you don't have your birth certificate that has the stamped copy on it, you got time to go get it, because they want to make sure that it matches your driver's license and, you know, your paperwork. Well, here's the problem. If your last name, if this is for women, if you've gotten married and your last name is changed, you're going to have to go get a passport. The passport will have your new picture and it will have your new married name on it. Okay. So make sure if your birth certificate does not match, because I don't know when they're going to implement this in law. Okay. I don't know when it's going to take effect, but just to be safe, on the safe side, you got till April to go get you a passport. And then, or if you're not married and you have your birth certificate, go get. If you don't have it, go get it. You got time. You want to make sure they have no excuse. All right. Also, make sure when you're filling out your ballot, they threw out a lot of ballots on technicalities. Read your ballot. Make sure your ballot is your name is spelled correctly. Everything on there that you put your address, all of that is correct. So there's nothing they can come back. 3, when you get done, make sure that you go and check and make sure your vote was counted, because it was after the election that people were calling and finding out their vote was never cast. Okay, so you need to make sure that you are vigilant. Let me say this: I'm going to sound very controversial. Okay, it's late. My mouth don't want to work, but I don't care. Over the last 10 years, I've heard people say some stupid stuff. I'm going to protest the election. I ain't going to vote. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. That's the stupidest thing. It's better to write somebody on the ballot than not vote at all. That's stupid. I'm protesting. No, you're not. For those of y'all that didn't vote and then y'all mad, remember this. Even though you didn't vote for this person, that vote that you didn't cast left him a little bit higher every time. You understand? Ain't no such thing as protesting your vote. You want to protest your vote? Vote against the person. Okay? So with these special elections, that we can flip these seats and get the Senate back in our hands, get prepared now. Get your stuff now. Take your time. For those of y'all, I'm going to go stand. Go there and stand. Wait. Get your vote. And get the heck out of there. Because we've got to protest in every way possible. And you're going to have to make sure that you do that by having all the stuff that you need and that you go do that. All right? I got something else to say. All right. Also, for these businesses that are just ridiculous. Listen, inflation is bad, but it ain't bad enough where eggs should be $22. My mother said my auntie called her in Texas and from Texas and said she paid $20-something for some eggs. And I think it was like $20 a piece. Or maybe it was $20 for 2. I'm not sure. But either way, baby, if I had on pearls, they'd be clutched. I'll eat powder eggs before I pay them $24 for some eggs. You can't even get nothing else. So let me tell you what we're doing. If y'all live in a state where these little greedy people are price gouging real high, protest. Y'all want to protest? Let me give you some protest. Protest the store. Get right on the internet, because that's like a ooh, right? It's a call, right? And say, hey, I went to the store. We got to let them know this is ridiculous. So what we doing for the next 2 weeks, we're not going to this store. We're not going to this store for the next 2 weeks. Nobody hit that doorstep. Go somewhere else. Everybody's going to go to Costco. Go somewhere else. But that store, don't y'all pay no $20-something for no eggs? Protest. Don't go to that store. Hit them where it hurts. Y'all want to gouge pockets? Let's show you what gouging looks like. You gouged us for $10, $15. But now we coming after millions. You understand? That's how you protest. Hit him where it hurts. I ain't got to be arguing with you. I'm gonna hit your money. Hit the money. All right. I believe. No, there is something else I wanted to say. Here's the last thing that I want to say. I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're a poet. I don't care if you're a painter. You're an actor, actress. If you're a rapper or a singer. Okay. I'm an 80s baby, right? I was born in 79. Weird stuff. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, I'm in between coming out of Motown into that full thrust into hip hop, right? And the one thing about hip hop, I was a hip hop girl. I used to break dance. I was good too. But our culture and that era, everything came out in our rap, in our music and things like that. What Kendrick did, and everybody now like, yeah, Kendrick. Yeah, we with him. We totally with him. But we don't need him to be the only one. The revolution was began and it was televised. But now we got to keep going. Keep it in their face. They're going to be insulted. They're insulted now. Who cares? Because listen, my fight right now, I'm an introvert actually. Yes, I talk to people for a living, and I know that sounds crazy, but I am an introvert. I don't like to be in front of no camera, and I don't like to be talking. But I got a granddaughter that is 2 years old, and I got 3 sons. One 19, one 28, one about to be 27 in April, right? We can't pass them this world. We messed this mess up. We can't pass them this. Let me tell you what I mean by that. My brother and I were talking about something. I'm not going to say what we were talking about. But anyway, they were saying, we're going to pass it down to you. And I told my brother, that's nice. But the thing about it is, we got to get it healthy because it's got to be passable. Because we don't want to get something that's lifeless and then have to nurse it back to health. That's exactly what I'm saying. We can't hand our kids and our grandkids this world that we didn't jacked up because we weren't paying attention. This is what we're getting ready to do. The Bible says, people perish for lack of knowledge, right? You heard that candidate say, I'm going to still call him a candidate because as that little boy said, you are not the president. Go sit down. Go, boy. One thing he said is he likes uneducated voters. So this time, get educated. I know y'all like to be laughing and kikiing, but if y'all scroll across the video and the guy's saying, listen, we're going to protest this way, or we're going to do this, listen to it. We got special elections. If you're in this state, vote. And they telling you what to do. Like I was just telling y'all, get your passports and get your birth certificate so they ain't got no problem. And remember, women, make sure that the name is, if you're married, you got to get a passport because it's got to match. If you're not married, and make sure your name matches your birth certificate. If you don't have them, you got a month and some change to go get it. Okay. This is what this is for. We need to get educated. Use your voice. For those of y'all that like to be talking and be seen, this is the best time for your voice. Yeah, I just like the sound of my voice. Good. Let the sound of your voice teach. If you have the information, teach. Teach as much as you can because we need it. All right. Now, you guys have a good day. It is Friday night and there's boxing on. And I'm a fight girl. Bam. Let's go. I'm going to get into the fights and enjoy the rest of my Valentine's Day eating what I bought. You guys have a great night. Bye.